Hey everyone, and welcome back. This is one of a series of videos addressing questions in foreign economic policy. In this video, we'll explore the broad contours of economic policy. In other videos, we consider more specifically trade policy, foreign direct investment, development assistance, and the role of sanctions in foreign policy. Now, in the simplest terms, foreign economic policy refers to the set of strategies, actions, and decisions adopted by a state to manage its economic interactions and relationships with other states. While the study of foreign policy often focuses disproportionately on national security and conflict, economic policy is an equally important part of a country's foreign policy. There are a number of reasons for this. First, economic factors play a crucial role in a nation's security and defense strategies. Access to vital resources, energy supplies, and strategic industries can influence foreign policy decisions. Economic strength enhances a country's military capabilities and can be leveraged to promote national security objectives. Further, the increasing interconnectedness of economies around the world has made foreign economic policy a vital tool for governments to navigate global dynamics. Economic decisions have the potential to impact a country's foreign policy objectives and vice versa. Trade, investment, and financial flows between countries often shape diplomatic relations and geopolitical considerations. Further, economic interactions can be both cooperative and contentious in nature, affecting those diplomatic relations. Bilateral and multilateral trade agreements, economic partnerships, and development assistance programs are often used as instruments for advancing diplomatic goals and fostering alliances. Conversely, economic disputes and protectionist measures can strain relations between countries. Economic prowess can grant a country soft power or the ability to influence and shape the preferences of actors through attraction or persuasion. Economic policies and initiatives like foreign aid, investment, and development programming can enhance a country's influence and promote its values and interests abroad. Foreign economic policy is often shaped by domestic factors such as public opinion, industry interests, or political considerations. Economic decisions made by governments are often guided by these domestic concerns and include focuses like job creation, industry competitiveness, income distribution, or social stability. And finally, economic issues are implicated in a variety of global challenges, including climate change, technological advancement, and global inequality, all of which require coordinated international effort to address. Foreign economic policy thus provides a critical platform for addressing these challenges through cooperation, negotiation, and policy coordination. Like broader foreign policy, U.S. foreign economic policy pursues a variety of goals. At the broadest level, U.S. foreign economic policy seeks to ensure national security and defense interests. From this perspective, U.S. foreign economic policy is closely intertwined with U.S. national security objectives. U.S. policy seeks to secure access to critical resources such as energy or minerals to meet domestic needs and to maintain its military capabilities. It also aims to limit economic vulnerabilities that could compromise its national security. Economic policies are utilized to protect industries and technologies vital for national defense and to address security risks posed by potential adversaries. In a similar vein, U.S. foreign economic policy seeks to advance diplomatic goals and to strengthen international relations. Economic diplomacy plays a significant role in building alliances, resolving conflicts, and promoting cooperation with other countries. The United States employs economic tools such as trade agreements, investment treaties, and development assistance to foster positive diplomatic relations and to advance shared interests. Third, U.S. foreign economic policy attempts to foster economic growth and prosperity both domestically and globally. This involves promoting open markets, reducing trade barriers, as well as facilitating the free flow of goods, services, and investment. By expanding economic opportunities, the United States seeks to enhance its own well-being while contributing to global economic development. And finally, U.S. foreign economic policy seeks to protect domestic industries and employment by implementing measures to address unfair trade practices and market distortions. These objectives include safeguarding intellectual property rights, preventing the dumping of goods at unfairly low prices, or countering subsidies that create an uneven playing field. The aim is to ensure the competitiveness of American business and workers at the global level. These objectives overlap and often even intersect. For example, promoting economic growth and prosperity can contribute to national security by strengthening the country's economic capabilities. Similarly, advancing diplomatic goals through economic cooperation can enhance economic growth and job creation. Balancing these objectives requires policymakers navigate complex trade-offs and engage in strategic decision-making that considers both economic and broader foreign policy objectives. Broadly speaking, foreign economic policy encompasses a wide range of policies and measures, the most important of which include trade policy, investment policy, development assistance, and sanctions. While we'll consider each of these in greater detail in other videos, for now, trade policy refers to the set of laws, regulations, and practices that govern the flow of goods, services, and capital between the United States and other countries. Investment policy is the set of rules, regulations, and guidelines that govern the inflow and outflow of foreign direct investment between countries. Development assistance refers to the financial, technical, or material assistance provided by one country to another, and sanctions are commercial and financial penalties applied by states against states, groups, or individuals which attempt to coerce another actor into changing its behavior by disrupting economic exchanges. All of these are important tools of foreign economic policy, and as I said, we'll consider each in separate videos. But as you consider the various tools of foreign economic policy, it's also important to keep in mind the ways in which the global economy is evolving. Several broad changes are particularly noteworthy. First, emerging technologies and the growth of a digital economy are forcing governments around the world to adapt to rapid change. Cryptocurrencies and blockchain are capable of escaping national controls, weakening the fiscal and regulatory power of the state in important ways. The rapid advancement of technologies like artificial intelligence, robotics, and the Internet of Things presents opportunities for economic growth and innovation, but also raise concerns related to cybersecurity, data protection, privacy, and economic disruption. As we'll discuss elsewhere, because of its relative openness and reliance on networked technologies, the United States is particularly vulnerable to the threat of cyber attack and cyber warfare. The rise of new economic powers, especially China and the other BRICS, pose a significant challenge for U.S. foreign economic policy. The increasing economic strength of these countries has led to intensified global competition for markets, resources, and influence. The United States faces the task of navigating this challenging economic landscape and maintaining its own economic competitiveness in the face of calls for moving away from the liberal international order. Additionally, the trends towards regionalization with the growth of regional trade agreements and economic blocs presents a challenge for the United States, particularly in the context of the growing influence of populist and national movements which are on the rise in both the United States and elsewhere. These movements often challenge the free trade and globalization that have been the cornerstones of U.S. foreign economic policy for decades. The more pessimistic forecasts view the rise of protectionist measures and trade disputes as a significant challenge to foreign economic policy. Trade tensions, such as those between the United States and China, can disrupt global supply chains, increase trade barriers, and hinder economic cooperation. And finally, climate change and sustainability present an overarching challenge for U.S. foreign economic policy and for the global economy more broadly. Addressing climate change requires transitioning into a low-carbon economy, promoting renewable energies, and reducing greenhouse gases. The United States faces the challenge of formulating economic policies that balance environmental objectives with economic growth. It involves supporting clean technologies, promoting international cooperation on climate action, and participating in global climate agreements while addressing concerns about the impact that these will have on domestic industries, jobs, and competitiveness. All of these challenges require a comprehensive approach that combines diplomacy, economic policy, international cooperation, and domestic strategies. Balancing national interests with global cooperation and adapting to the evolving economic landscape are critical for effective foreign U.S. economic policy around the world. But that's it for now. Please leave any questions you have in the comments section below, and thanks for watching. Bye.